Ladies, gentlemen, bodies of water, we are the Alchemy Lab. My name is Lee, and currently I'm playing Graccus Fowbreaker.
My name is Carl, and currently I'm playing a poodle.
I am a dog.
And my name is Matt, and I am everything else. Well, last we left off, you put a very, very interesting plan into motion.
Mm-hmm.
And so, Graccus, as you just heard, is a dog. He is turned into a poodle, and he's waiting inside Lord Solenzier's bedroom, just in case someone tries to make another attempt on his life. And the door is unlocked, and ajar, right? Ajar as well?
Yes.
Yep. Ooh. Cassius, meanwhile, has transformed into Graccus and is going to explore. Where are you going to explore?
Well, I want to make a round first. I want to sow the seeds of panic for one person, panic for the specific person that we want to panic.
Okay.
So I'm going to be walking around with purpose, trying to get a feel of this, using my insight skills and things like that, telling people we're onto something.
Right.
And then we do obviously need to check Lady Frella's locked room.
We can do that. If we catch someone in the act, we can do that if we need to. If we don't, if nothing happens, we send Nix in afterwards.
Indeed.
All right. Well, you're making your round of the house. So are you starting downstairs or up?
I'm gonna do the walking up, walking with purpose, and then go down.
Okay.
Walking with purpose, walking with a bit of determination in my face.
All right. You don't see anybody upstairs. There's no activity, it seems. Make a perception check, though.
Perception is an 8. 18.
Okay, so you hear some voices downstairs that are carrying up from a couple of different locations. You don't hear anything upstairs.
I will follow the commotion.
All right. So downstairs, you notice. So immediately coming down the stairs, you notice Lady Jocasta is standing by the study and looking in, sort of curious.
Lady Jocasta.
Mr. Fowbreaker.
Can I help at all? I would dissuade anyone from going in there.
Yes, I'm told this was where. Solon was attacked, or something happened to him.
Something did happen in here. Yes, he was poisoned by something. I am not the brains of this operation. I am merely the brawn.
No, he's saying this. He's saying this for her benefit.
Yeah.
So lull her into a false sense
Still
of
fuck
security.
you.
Yeah. What I'm going to be doing is because I can communicate through Nick, so I'm like using him as like a loudspeaker in there.
For some reason, you hear a poodle bark angrily.
Yeah.
You don't know.
I am merely the brawn of this operation. I've sent my associate, Cassius Valentine, to speak with our associates who may understand a little bit more about what happened in here. But as I am unsure of this, I would not go in there, Lady Jocasta.
Well, if there's some kind of danger, I will stay away.
Indeed.
It's a wonder he's still alive.
It is. It seems we came in the nick of time.
Indeed. Indeed, and you have my eternal thanks for that.
Insight check. Check this woman. I'm checking
insight.
this woman out.
Roll it.
23. I'm checking her.
So what are you checking for? You check to see if she's
she is actually happy and has my eternal thanks.
well. She is. She seems to be lying out her ass.
Mm-hmm.
She's making it seem as if she's pleased, but it's too forced, and you can tell it's forced.
Mm-hmm. Well, we may have stopped this one, but whoever this is seems to be very intelligent, very cunning, and very ruthless. But
Indeed.
I will get to the bottom of this for you, Lady Jocasta, and whoever is attempting on your husband's life, I will make them pay. And I shut the fuck up and look her in the eyes.
Well, good. I'm glad he called you. I was confused as to why he called you at first. You know, being on tier 7, and there are no offense meant.
Of course,
but there are. You have yourself and Mr. Valentine. Apparently, you have a reputation.
We do. We always find who we're looking for.
Oh,
okay,
good.
I just look her in. What's going on with her now? I'm just checking this, like not checking her out, but I'm just trying to see her soul.
May I roll insight?
I'm rolling insight. A little bit lower this time, 17.
Okay.
I'm straining my eyes. I'm like this.
She is okay at this point. She doesn't seem too nervous.
Mm-hmm.
She's not giving anything away. She's not giving anything else away. If she is worried, she's not showing it.
Mm-hmm. Can I help you with anything else, Lady Jocasta?
No, it's quite all right. Today has been well. I think it's best to. I think I'll just have a sit down for a while.
Of course, may I escort you?
Sure, of course, yes.
Lead the way.
Okay.
Jocasta.
So she heads towards the living room.
Mm.
The sort of large open room that you saw earlier with the whole family.
Mm-hmm.
At around this point, Graccus, the door opens.
Ooh.
And you see Mihre standing on the threshold. So where are you in relation to this?
I would be on the side of the bed nearest facing the door, basically. So if you were walking in with the door ajar, you wouldn't see me immediately. You'd see the other side of the room. So you'd have to swing the door fully open and look that way to spot me, essentially.
Mm.
I'm in a position where basically I can see whoever's coming in before they'll see me.
Mm-hmm.
Or before they'll see a dog.
Okay, right. And the curtains are drawn. So is that closed or open?
Closed.
Drawn is closed.
Closed. Okay. Open, I guess.
You would see that there is someone in the bed, but you wouldn't necessarily immediately see it's Solon.
Does she see you?
Oh God, it's here. It's her dog.
She looks in. She looks at the bed, And then she sort of... And she closes the door behind her. Doesn't lock it, she just pulls it closed. Nyx, sort of, you feel a presence next to you. She seemed a little confused as to why the door was open.
It's fine. I just sort of whisper back. It's fine.
You
Just sort of.
Nyx gives you a little scritch behind the ear, and then
Front leg just sort of. Fuck's sake.
All right. Okay, so downstairs,
living room.
You walk into the living room. The fireplace is ablaze because we're getting towards evening now. We've been here for a few hours.
A sexy party.
In the back of Cassius's mind is going, we really need to wrap this up quick because we've been invited to this sexiest of sexy parties at Charon's. We've both been witness to what one of these looks like in passing, but never to what
You've never been able to enjoy such delight.
What fully imbibing such an event would feel like. So,
well, talking of sexy parties, the mother-in-law, Lady Frella, is on one of the sofas, straight backed.
Mm-hmm.
The half-orc. Jocasta, what is the meaning of this? Oh, Mr. Foebreaker wished to escort me to the living room.
Yes, I have left Lord Zier to rest, and I'm just doing my rounds of the grounds, his grounds. Sorry, not of the grounds. I'm just doing the rounds of his grounds to see that everything's in order, Lady Frella.
Make a perception check.
Good, 23.
Okay, so you see Lady Frella's. So when you say his grounds, you see Lady Frella just. You see her sort of grimace a little bit. When you said he was resting, you saw Lady Frella kind of, if she's looking at you here, and the wife and Jocasta's here, you see her just a quick glance over to her.
Ooh, interesting, Carl.
Now, you don't pick up a reaction from Jocasta. So it could just be a look. Well, I don't suppose there's any harm in him resting for a while.
Well, there is always harm while someone is trying to attempt on your life, Lady Frella. But as I was telling your daughter, Lady Jocasta, we are very good at finding who we need to. And as I said to Lady Jocasta, we will make them pay.
Yeah, will you now?
We will, yes.
Well, good, I suppose.
You suppose?
Well, it is your job, isn't it? To catch people like this?
It is, yes.
Then a job worth doing. And a job worth doing is a job worth doing well.
Indeed, Lady Frella.
I must say, I must compliment you and Mr. Valentine, isn't it?
Yes, he is speaking to our associates on the to understand the composition of the poison. From what we understand, it was very good work.
Well,
Checking her out, checking her out.
go ahead. Check her out.
19.
Okay.
I'm just like low key shit talking everyone. Just like
Hey, best way to get a rise out of someone who would be like that is to try and provoke their sense of pride.
absolutely.
And you see a flicker of pride cross her face.
Mm.
Well, poisoners up here surely know what they're doing. Otherwise, they wouldn't be up here.
Indeed. But rest assured, we will find this poisoner and give them a taste of their own medicine.
Oh.
This is so high society, isn't it? Where like everyone's like saying something but nothing. They're saying nothing but everything to the other person, and it's all. Indeed, yes,
Yeah, like
indeed.
it's when the subtlest of inflection of a word tells you exactly everything.
Shallow and pedantic.
Yes, I agree, Lady Frella. Shallow and pedantic.
pedantic.
Indeed.
Well, I don't think you came in here purely for I don't know, just an escort. And I surely hope you didn't come in here for a spot of brandy while you're supposed to be catching the poisoner.
I wouldn't dream of it, Miss Frella. Actually, yeah, I'm going to call her Miss Frella.
That's it.
Miss
I would
Frella.
not be. I would not be this courteous as Graccus if I suspected her of doing anything. And again, I'd be trying to get a rise.
Yeah.
Miss Frella. I've not been Miss Frella for some time.
Never too late. Anyway,
Well,
Miss Frella, Mr. Castor, I shall leave you to your brandies while I find the killer and make them pay for what they have done to your family.
good evening.
I go in, shut the doors.
Upstairs.
Crosscut.
Meanwhile,
Then you got hit in the face with my own tassel from my hoodie.
Meanwhile, the door opens again. This time it is Petrov on the threshold. And he... Okay, so he looks at the bed, and you see him look at Solon for a good few seconds. Look at him. Make an insight check for me.
Oh, this is so exciting.
Now, do I get bonus for being a dog at this point?
An insight, I'm not sure you do.
That's when the checking.
Their perception, Carl, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's perception plus. That's cool.
Do you get their bonuses though?
Yeah, I take their stat block while I'm the creature.
Oh, nice.
So I would get like perception +3, passive perception. Yeah, I get advantage on wisdom. I get advantage on wisdom or perception checks that rely on hearing or smell, for example. Okay, so it's just a +1. So it's just a +1 I've got here. It's not bad. 16.
Okay. So he seems... The vibes you get from him are sort of... He's sort of trying to work out whether he should come in the room or not.
Okay. Has Nyx had a chance to check him out?
Yes. So Nyx flutters, so you feel the presence again. He's nervous.
Can I cut in?
Yes.
No, like with Nix and like talk to the dog.
Mhm.
They did have a moment downstairs. I had a moment with Petrov. This may be reconciliation. Be on your guard, but it could be reconciliation.
I sort of give just a sort of a acknowledgement that I've heard him.
Yeah, you speak dog, I see.
Yes.
And then,
So
then just before I go, he's a good boy.
Well, he involuntarily your tail starts wagging against the bed, and
you do take the stat block, Carl. You
And
do
he
take the
does-
stat block.
and he does see
God
you,
damn it! It has unwavering loyalty.
and he does see you. Now he'd already rolled high on his perception, so he'd already seen you. That was funny. So he did see you. He sort of narrows his eyes and goes, "Polly, what are you doing in here?"
I sort of raise my head up a little bit, look over to Solon, and then put my head back down.
You cheeky girl. Come on. Come on.
Not moving.
Make a performance check.
Woof!
Woof, woof.
Woof, woof! From everyone outside the UK, that will make no sense. And we'll just be like, we're talking like dogs.
It's a 19, by the way.
Oh, okay.
Woof, woof, woof!
What?
So, yeah.
Flash by name, Flash by nature.
Woof.
Hooray! You see him. He sort of looks at you and gives you sort of a "come on," and you, as a dog, just sort of curled up. You you almost expand in size as you inhale, let out a. All right, fine. You can stay here. He doesn't mind. And he looks at Solon again. I'll talk with him later. You keep him company. And he leaves. Meanwhile, downstairs, Cassius, what are you doing?
It's time for the secret room.
Okay.
Time
So
for the
you-
secret room.
So you go back up the stairs
Mm-hmm.
and you go to the set of double doors.
Yep. Missy step.
Straight through them.
Yep.
Nice.
It's one spell slot, but
Mhm.
but fuck just doing thingies.
Okay. So doing that breaks your. It doesn't break the locket, but it breaks the spell
Mhm.
on the locket. So you're now back to yourself.
Mhm.
Make a perception check on this room.
Perception check incoming. 19 plus 8, 28. Dope. So dope.
Okay. So you notice that the doors have a seal around them. So
magic.
all of the gap, not magic, it's like a
Oh.
manual seal.
Okay.
Like they're sort of airtight, basically.
Cassius is dead.
There is still air in the room, but it's
God.
like a manual seal. There are. What are there? Okay, there's a lot of equipment in here.
Mhm.
So it seems to be like a portable laboratory, basically.
Mm.
Beakers, burners, various things.
Mhm.
There is a shelf, like an entire wall is dedicated to like a large bookshelf.
Mhm.
Almost cut into the wall, and you see a lot of agricultural, scientific, textbooks, chemistry, biology, no physics. She's not triple award, but you see plenty of just books upon books about crop growth and sort of theories about how to stimulate more efficient growth and things like that. You see a lot of fine tools as well that could be used for adjusting. So they're in sort of it's like a black pouch on the desk where all of the alchemical equipment is. And
how big is this pouch?
It's not too. It's about the size of like a large wallet.
I am going to take this pouch.
All right. I was going to say you open the pouch first.
Yeah.
And inside it are very, very fine tools made for very, very small work and very, very steady hands.
Almost like that required to set the trap.
Yeah, you see them.
I would like to investigate these tools.
Roll investigation.
$28.
So they are you've seen these before. They are very, very high end. These are definite tier 3. It's definite tier 3 work. Very, very, very finely made with, I think they're made of sort of a silvery, I think they're made of gold because gold is very non-reactive.
It is, ladies and gentlemen, bodies of water. Science.
The more you know.
That's the one.
So you see like tweezers and very, very fine scalpel. So fine that when you turn it to the side, it's paper thin. But still very firm. Almost like in this case, there's like gold plating. It's very fine over something very, very strong. So there's also kind of a little kind of mixing thing. So there's like a sort of a pestle. Wait, is the pestle the cup?
The mortar is the
thingy.
Let's just say that there's a mortar and pestle there, Matt. So
there's a mortar and pestle.
Yeah.
So the bit of the mortar and pestle that's the thingy bit. Is in there as well.
Thank God.
Indeed, that is stained slightly. And you notice that there is a mixing, like a sort of very small spoon for the kind of mixing and sieving and filtering and things like that, equipment for that. That's also stained.
I'm going to take the tools, I'm going to take the mortar and pestle and just everything that is potential evidence here.
Okay.
I'll be putting these tools in a different place because I want them.
Just a quick side note, the mortar is the bowl, the pestle is the poundy thing.
That's the opposite of what I thought it was, but thank you, Carl.
The more you know.
The more you know.
Wikipedia is my friend. Apparently it comes from the Latin pistolum, which means pounder.
Oh my.
They call me the pestle.
Apparently, it gets better, Lee. The Latin word that it came from was originally moritarium, meaning, among several other usages, receptacle for pounding.
And you are the moritarium. Let's be a mortar and pestle.
It could be wrong.
And mix you and me together to make sweet, sweet love.
Try that with Lady Frella.
I might
putty in your hands.
Absolutely right. So I'm going to secrete the evidence. I'm going to put the tools in another bag because I've got some alchemical equipment back at the lodge. So
Indeed.
I think that might be my new thing once I get rid of flash in my head.
Mm.
I might become an alchemist and just dick around with that in my spare time. But anyway, right. So we've done that. Anything else going on around me?
So gathering all this stuff up takes a little bit of time. Meanwhile, the door opens again, and it is Lady Jocasta. You see her hands are still shaking from your place on the bed. And she sees you. And Nyx, you feel the presence again. She means business. And she looks at you as a poodle and says, "Get out."
And then I say through Nyx, "Get out, Graccus. Come back as Graccus. I will get out of this window. Come back as Cassius."
Or I can just come back as a bear. Before I get out, I'm going to climb off the bed and start walking towards her. I want to try and smell if she has any other poisons on her, or anything that smells acrid or disgusting that might stand out to a dog's nose.
Make a perception check.
I have advantage because of the.
I was going to give you advantage already because you gave me a very specific thing.
Well, to be fair, it's because dogs have keen hearing and smell. But I get advantage of perception.
That means you get double advantage, Carl, which means you win. You have won.
It's a very good start. That's a fucking 22 on my first. And 22.
Nice.
Okay. So as you sort of approach, lazily, as you're acting like a dog that's just been woken up, you smell something very strange and very acrid and almost sulfuric. It's very, very peculiar. And with your hearing, you hear a little...
At that point, I turn back to Graccus right in front of her.
Dope.
May I help you, Lady Jocasta?
Her eyes widen.
Can I subtly tell Nyx to shut the door?
You could. I mean, I can. You absolutely can.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not even going to name Nyx and say close the door.
Okay. So you're telling Nyx to do that?
Yeah, I'm telling Nyx to close the door behind her. My thought process is the more weird shit she can't explain easily, the longer her pause might be. To buy me time to grab her, essentially.
Okay. Well, the door closes behind her. Mr. Foebreaker, is there a reason that you've disguised yourself as my help's dog?
Is there a reason you're carrying something on you that could be used to harm your husband? At which point I reach out and grab her wrist. I reach for the arm I heard the click from.
Okay. Make me a... Oh, God. Okay. So you're going to have to be quick. So make me a dexterity check.
Just dex check, yeah?
Yep.
That is an 18.
Oh.
Okay. So she, as you go for her, she whips her hand around. It's still shaking. You grab the wrist. She is carrying a pistol in her hand.
Oh, dope.
Like a flintlock. Bang, you grab it.
Sulfur makes sense now.
And she You grab it. As you grab it, it goes off. Blows a hole in the wall.
Okay,
You would have heard that.
I'm gonna misty step out of this fucking room towards that sound. I'm
You can misty step 30 feet.
Yeah.
And if this room's on the second floor, you're probably not that far away.
Well, I'm on the second floor as well.
That's what I mean.
How far can I get?
You can get to. If you,
I get halfway. I get halfway through the wall. The wall explodes. She's like, "What is going on?"
No, oh yeah.
You get to sort of the end of the row, and the bedroom is kind of just ahead of you on your right. So you,
Sweet. Okay, that's a first level spell. Brilliant. Right. Okay. Right. I'm making moves for it.
Okay.
I've still got a hand.
All right.
And let's be honest.
Just tell me when I'm there, Matt, because I've got one more thing that I want to do.
You're basically there.
Okay. Hello, Lady Jocasta. I use Hex on her.
Nice.
I'm burning through spells at the moment.
All right.
I've got one more, and it's probably going to be another Hex.
Okay.
On the other person I think we both suspect at this point.
I was going to be more stealthy. I was going to feather fall out of the window, come back as if I've just come back from talking to the people, walk upstairs, but now I've had to burn second slot, first slot.
I didn't want to risk any time on her own because I heard a click. I smelt something. They had a poisoning that was fired at him. I'm not getting out of that way.
Well, Lord Ziar obviously has been awoken by a gunshot, so he is bolt upright in bed, and he's just staring at his wife like.
We have everything under control, Lord Ziar. I just need to ask your wife some questions. Lady Jocasta, I've just put a Hex on you. What do I need to do with Hex?
You need to pick a thing for her to have disadvantage.
Charisma.
So I'm guessing charisma.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Lady Jocasta, why are you trying to kill your husband?
I mean, she ain't gonna lie to you.
She can't. I saw her try and shoot him.
Yeah, I mean, there's no point.
Well, she can with disadvantage.
She can with disadvantage, but she doesn't really have much of a reason to.
No.
And yeah, she failed, and her husband saw it this time.
He's the reason why I lost a child. He's the reason why our oldest is gone. And no amount of making up for it with attempts at being the father he should have been is going to change that.
So your answer is to rob your other children of their father.
Why is your mother helping you?
My mother isn't helping me. Roll insight.
Rollins. 23. I'm hitting 23 is my number today.
To be fair, even with disadvantage, she didn't roll too badly, but she didn't roll enough. Yeah. She is, you can tell, she's like, how do you know about that? But she's trying to stay cool.
And in that, I can see in your eyes you're wondering how I know about that. Because I'm very good at what I do, Lady Jocasta, as is Mr. Foebreaker. As I told you both,
in the grip.
As I told you both, as Graccus Foebreaker in the living room earlier, we will find you.
At that point, Petrov and Mihre kind of burst into the room as well, and they take the scene in, and they see the gun that's still in her hand.
Petrov, probably best if you leave us for a while.
Petrov, one thing. Ensure that Lady Freda doesn't leave.
I'll make sure she doesn't leave. And he takes off. Mihre takes off as well. In fact, Mihre sort of starts to take off and then comes back and slaps Jocasta across the
dope.
face. And then leaves.
Mm.
All right.
So I'll ask again, why is your mother helping you? Yes, she thought you married down. Yes, she is very interested in the island that Lord Zier is negotiating with Mr. Brackner at the moment. But is she just about money, or is she just an old hag that doesn't like very much?
She needed no persuasion at all.
Am I right to assume that the poison was her idea, along with the explosive?
The poison was made by her, Graccus. I have
And also the only one whose hands don't shake. Someone whose hands shook couldn't do the fine work needed to set it.
She's going to attempt to struggle out of your grip, but she's probably going to.
I mean,
I imagine
she's welcome to try.
Yeah, she'll try. Okay.
What am I rolling? Strength athletics?
Yes, you're going to have to really fuck up.
You're going to have to really do very bad.
24. I rolled a 14. That's how much my plus is for that.
Yeah, she attempts to kind of wriggle out of your grasp, and she even attempts to kind of strike you, but the other hand's just like, no.
Save your effort, Lady Jocasta.
It's over, Lady Jocasta.
She sort of sags in her own failure.
Mm-hmm.
Believe me when I say vengeance brings no peace.
Well, I guess we better go and get the accomplice.
Yes.
I imagine she's going to be a little more difficult. I just have a feeling about her.
At that, I sort of crack my neck. Whatever happens, I'm sure we can manage. I take her arm and just put it behind her back. I don't break it, but I make it pretty tight so she knows she's not getting away.
Hang on. Matt's just going to say, and on that note.
Yes.
And on that note.
Something's going to happen. Oh, no.
Oh, God.
And on that note, we will finish there. You have a murderer.
My bet was half wrong. Half right, half wrong. I thought it was going to be the wife. But I thought it was going to be the business associate as well.
Yeah.
Because it was as soon as you went, he is of no concern. Me and Carl just both went, yeah, he is.
Yeah, he is.
He's of concern.
He's on the
That
fucking
means
list.
he is of concern.
So my original theory was the daughter and the business associate.
And then we found out she was 13.
We weren't too sure on the ages, but when the ages came out, like, no, definitely not that then. But I then immediately went, it's got to be the mother-in-law.
Yeah.
Well, what was your theory, ladies and gentlemen, bodies of water? I would love to know.
Did you get it right? Did you get it right?
Did you get it
balls
right?
it up like us? And are you ready to see why we have to have a whole other episode just to go downstairs and take an old lady up to the room for the final moments?
Is
I'm sure
Graccus going to
nothing
have
can
to
go
cut
wrong.
a bitch?
Is someone going to be cut a twain again?
Hey, it's becoming tradition.
That's a very tier 7 tradition, though, Graccus.
Graccus is tier 7 wherever he is. All right.
On tier 4, you have to fillet
Yeah.
No.
rather than just chop in half.
No. Graccus still just chops in half. Them tier 4 20 assholes can do what they want. Graccus cuts in 2. He bisects you, and that's all you get.
Well,
You
ladies
can,
and gentlemen, bodies of
you can
water.
take the half orc out of tier 7, but you can't
Damn
take the tier
straight.
7 out of the
Indeed.
half orc. All right,
But
brilliant.
indeed.
Well,
Do all the YouTube things that you ladies and gentlemen, bodies of water, need to do, and we want you to do. And we will see you for what I imagine is the finale of this episode.
I would imagine so.
Yeah. Until then, enjoy yourselves, take care, and see you soon. Bye.
bye.